Good morning. Oh, it's lovely to see you all. I hope you're all doing well. Hello. I hope you're all doing well, and I hope you slept well. And if not, we'll talk a little bit about that. If not today, then in sessions to come. Before we begin, I just wanted to say that I can see some of you are present. You don't have to keep your cameras on. And like I said, I want you to be really comfortable. But some of them, it says like iPhone or something like that. It just tells me what device you're on. So if you don't mind, if you're able to change the name of the phone to your name, then at least I know who's there. Like I said, I don't need to see where you are. If you're not comfortable with that, that's absolutely fine. But I have like a Zoom user and an iPhone, which is lovely. But it would be nicer to know at least your names so I know who's there. That's all. So, good morning. I feel like a teacher every morning asking you, did you do your homework? How was your homework? How did it go? So, I can imagine you are not aware of 20 plus thousand breaths throughout the day. Probably not. Probably. And so while we continue the session, I'd just like you to go back into that state that we were touching upon yesterday. So we'll start by having a straight back. You can be lying down in bed, you can be sitting, you can be standing, even whatever's comfortable for you, but a nice straight back. You can begin by putting your hands on your abdomen or chest or rib cage if you want to, but you don't have to now. If you're aware already of the movement of the breath, then you don't need to do that. That's fine. And while I talk, just begin to become more aware of every single breath coming in and out of the body. So, yesterday and the previous day, we had started, I call it making friends with the breath, just becoming aware that it's there all the time. And I want to talk a little bit now about the mind and how they eventually come together. So I hope that when I speak and I try and explain things, I want to keep it so simple that even a child can understand it. And if you have children or if you have children in future, this is something that you can even teach them. There's no reason why they can't start from a really early age as soon as they can understand. So when I was in East Africa and I was working in orphanages and schools, the children there were so receptive, they were amazing, and they were really happy to learn baby meditation. And I found that what I was teaching them, when I was speaking to people about it later, they were like, oh, this is great, this is helpful for adults as well. So one of the first questions that I would ask them is, how many eyes do you have? I think some of you already know this because I've already spoken to a couple of you about this. So just think about that question for a moment. How many eyes do you have? Don't forget to keep breathing at the same time. Keep being aware of your breath. So, in my experience, this is how I explain it to the children. We have three eyes. So we have our two outside eyes, where we can see everything that's going on around us. And we have our one inside eye. And they're like, what? You have inside eye? And they're so confused. So I say to them, okay, think of something like a yellow flower. Did you see it? Even if it was just for a split second, you had your eyes open and you're looking at me with your outside eyes. But if I say yellow flower, somehow you saw it, right? How did you see it? So this is what I call the inside eye. And the children are like, wow, this is amazing. This is like mind blowing. So this inside eye is the most powerful tool you have, and it can work against you. But if you learn to train it, it can work in your favor. So if you think about it, this inside eye, there's like a movie constantly running. Sometimes there's pictures, sometimes there's just a sense of something. There could even be audio, there could be smell as you're remembering things, memory. And this memory bank for this inside eye is so full. It's just constantly playing a video, sometimes of just random images in your mind. So while you're trying to go about your day using your outside eyes and trying to focus on things, this inside eye is chattering away, showing you things, picking up things. And it's like maybe being in a cinema hall and you've got a really important piece of work you need to get done, some studying you need to do. How can you do that if you've got this cinema screen blasting at you and like you're watching an action thriller or something? That's kind of how we're going about living our lives. So, when we're meditating, which we'll eventually get to, and when we are focusing on the breath, we're going to start calming down that inside eye. We're going to start calming down that movie. At some point, maybe the movie will play a bit slower. It won't play so many negative or dark images or things that you watch and may derail you. The pictures will go slower. They may become more positive. And at some point, you know, when the end credits roll and there's a beautiful piece of classical music or something, and you just sit there and you smile and you go, oh, this is nice. This is really nice. And it fills you with maybe even a divine sentiment. That's where we hope to get to. So first, we've bought the ticket. We're at the cinema hall. This movie is blasting away. How do we begin to control what we're watching on the inside eye? This is why I keep coming back to the breath. So now we're going to go back to the homework that we were doing. So I'd like you all to close your outside eyes so that they have less stimulus and focus on your inside eye. So remember yesterday I was saying, just try and be aware of 3 breaths in a row without letting this internal movie run away with you, or you run away with it. So you can start if you want by taking a few deep breaths, being aware of the movement of the breath in the body. Let the breath settle naturally, nothing to do, nothing to change about it. Just observe every inhalation going in, every exhalation coming out. And observe 3 breaths, 3 inhalations and exhalations in a row. And then you can stop. Maybe you can take another deep breath if you want to reset. And again, become aware of 3 breaths. And we'll keep doing this for a little while. And if at any point you find that you're sitting in front of the movie screen eating popcorn, just bring your mind back to the breath. It's very, very normal and natural to get lost in thoughts. Just 3 breaths with absolute awareness. Okay, you can open your eyes. Now, homework. So now I hope you've been able to find a minute a couple of times a day to sit and practice this, exactly what we've just done. And I know for some people, even that is a challenge to do. And it's not because we don't have time. It's sometimes the mind says, oh, I don't want to do it. Or there's some excuse because the mind doesn't want to sit and look at itself. So that's why we're starting very, very slowly, small, small chunks. But I hope you can try and find just a minute a couple of times a day. And for those who have been able to do that successfully, well done. And now what I'd like you to do is increase the number of times you sit. So I'll leave that up to you to decide, depending on how much time you have in your day. Some people have more, some people have less. But I would recommend as soon as you wake up, the first thing you do before you do anything else, sit up in bed and do this for a minute. Then go about your day. You can do it as many times a day as you remember. And then also last thing at night, before you go to bed, no phones, no devices. The last thing you do is exactly what we did just now. And then the other part of the homework, so that's the meditation side and the mindfulness side, which also works hand in hand with this, is whatever you are doing in your day, whether you are walking, driving, cooking, in a meeting, even if you're talking to somebody, somebody's talking to you, it actually makes you a better listener eventually, and I'll explain why another time. Whatever you're doing today, especially while you're watching a program, watching TV or Netflix or whatever you're doing, just be aware of the breath coming in and out. That's all you have to do. I hope that was a little bit helpful. And I hope that you go about your day with some peace today. It will take time. Like I said, it's not instant, it's not overnight. We're building a new habit gradually. And I really appreciate all of you who are here at 8 a.m. every morning, because this is part of building that habit when we're doing something at the same time every day. And it's lovely to have a group of you all doing it together. So thank you for your time. And I love you all. And I will see you all here tomorrow at 8 a.m. Lots of love.